Hey, so yesterday I stopped by Asia Media on my way home, and they're usually open like weird hours, not open on Mondays, maybe not Tuesdays, but definitely after like 12 to 6 or something. But they have mostly books and records. They're very popular for their vinyl records down here. Well, I'd say Charlotte, not Holden Beach, because they're in Charlotte. But while you're down here, you might want to go check them out if you like vinyl media. And they do have occasional magazines, and I do like to check out their magazines. I found this October 1978 Science and Fantasy. On me, it's got a glare, but on the video, it looks pretty good. Film classics. It's got Battlestar Galactica on the front. Now, I've been following a Battlestar Galactica channel, and I'm like going, wait, I should get some of these magazines. I looked through one when I was at the comic book shop last week, and it was like, it was a Xeno one, and it just was like mostly, I don't know, it was like it felt like it was something I really didn't care about. This one was $3. I know it says $2, but all their magazines are $3 unless otherwise, priced. This one seemed like it had a lot more graphics, which is weird because in 1978, this cost more to do like all this right here. And you didn't have like the computers to do this. This was 78. I mean, we first got Apple II during 78, I guess. I mean, not even then. It was like, there was nothing really. There was no home computers. And now, if people who make these magazines had computers, it was a rare thing. So I just wanted to look through it with you for the first time. I just kind of glanced through it. And I was like, yeah, this is worth it. And plus, I always like to support local anyway. All right, so we got a picture of Boxy and Daggett. On her side, we got looks like a painted picture. There's no captions that say like over here on the left, over here on the top. I don't see anything about that. That is unusual for a magazine. There's a painted picture right there. It looks really good. It's got the Cylons, and we got the Battlestar. It looks like a painted version of it. And that definitely looks painted down there. Both of them look painted, but this looks like box art from a video game back in the 80s. Man, it's really beautiful art. So just for this art alone, I think it's worth it. It's really nice looking art. Now, these creatures, I guess this was painted concept art because I don't remember these creatures. They look like Ovions, sort of, because they have the 6 arms, but they're really skinny. I suppose they are Ovions, but again, they've had some changes since then. Look at this painting. This is gorgeous. This is probably the one where he landed on that planet and had to get fuel to get back. Starbuck. Battlestar Galactica is probably the biggest science fiction project ever mounted for television. Well, that is true for that time, definitely. It cost like $1 million episode. And that wasn't to pay some rich person that already has $1 million. So Battlestar Galactica review. Here's, I guess, what the original Cylon ships look like, or the motherships. So this is, I really like this magazine now. I'm so glad I found it, because I love concept art. I have the two of the, probably more than 2 now, but I got them back when I was a kid in middle school and high school at those book clubs. Sorry, that's the, I knew it was gonna happen because I'm washing clothes and the well's going on. You should have to hear that at night sometimes. All right, because there's the well house. Right directly behind me is my bedroom. So I'm under my tree, which is right there technically. So we got, look at these Cylons. That looks nothing like them except they're, the ocular, the Cyclops. That is some interesting, like, I love prototype art. And so I got the Star Wars. When did I get the third one? Because I know I have the one with Ewoks in it. That was the 3rd movie. So I have 2 of them, the concept arts, and one of them fell apart. It was like, I've looked at it so much. The Ships of Galactica. Okay, so we got the Battlestar, of course. Okay, it didn't turn out to be like this, obviously. This is some really crazy concept art. That would have been cool if they did that, but I'm sure they didn't have the budget for something like that big of a screen, for instance. There's those singing girls. Oh man, I want to take some close-up of these pictures. They're beautiful. They look much more like disco-y with those pants and everything. I don't even remember seeing their pants in the movie. I think they wore dresses. That's like a pantsuit. I'd have to read it to know what all this stuff is. And it makes me want to read this because there's so much beautiful art here. Look at that. A Cylon Raider looks totally different because it's got like a bubble in the front right there. Then we have Don't Miss Us, subscribe. And then we got the newsprint pages, which are, because magazines back then, we just, to keep them under a certain price, you had to print on this kind of paper. And plus, we didn't have the technology. So this is what you expected. That's why comic books were printed on this, and they were, back when they were 50 cents each, and now you're paying $5 for a comic book? Nah, I think you should put my heads on back in them and print them on this kind of paper again. Because, let's be honest, nothing, I'm not going to be mean about it, but nothing nowadays is going to be worth anything like the older stuff. Like, the first Captain America comic, for instance, if you can get a hold of something, or First Action, that's going to be worth more now than anything you buy in the same time span. It's just not going to be worth as much. And you're like, oh, but they're made on prettier paper, so it'll stay good forever. Yeah, right. What's on the other side? So if you don't know this, and it's kind of an exaggeration because we don't get that much of a wobble in our our orbit. Okay, they're talking about perihelion of the Helios orbit, the rocket they sent up. Okay. Because there is a perihelion, which is the closest we get to the sun, and aphelion, which is the farthest. But they're talking about a rocket. So let's join the Star Wars fan club. All right, so what are these pictures of? Okay, I skipped a page. Journey to the Far Side of the Sun. So they were setting up information about that to talk about this. I wonder if this was a movie. It says, or why some movies do not become science fantasy film classics. So instead of calling it science fiction, they're calling it science fantasy. Maybe it is a subgenre. I mean, there's fantasy, like Star Wars is a science and fantasy. Yes, I'm actually very interested in reading this now. This is just my first impressions. Getting my first impressions, but sharing with you guys. Hey, they had a song in here. This is what it's like when worlds collide. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Ready to, baby. I haven't heard that song in a long time. Natural disasters. We don't ever have those anymore, do we? They're off the scale now. Anybody ever had this watch? I had the Mickey Mouse watch. And before that, I had this watch. It was really like a big chunk of plastic and it had like a little teeter-totter on it. I think. I vaguely remember that. Like when I was like 5. Look at all this Star Wars memorabilia you can buy. That is a beautiful poster. Hey, and it's updated. The droids actually look like the real droids. The ones I've seen of this, they look like the concept art. It's moist out here because we live at the beach, so we got these pages sticking together for $4. That's all it cost back then for a monogram pilot. Oh man, I wonder if I can order this now. $1.50 shipping and handling. You can even send a letter for that. I had this one. I had the C-3PO necklace. It was metal and everything. Kind of heavy for a little kid. It was like 4th grade or something. I remember almost losing it when I was doing what was it called? When you go out and do the sack race and all that stuff and everybody in the school does that? Field day. Yeah, I remember these guys. I used to really want that Cylon, but was not to be. I never did get the original one of this. $9. That's a lot of money. I have 2 of these now. They don't shoot real missiles, unfortunately. And they're not this color. One of them I got for like pretty cheap somewhere, and it had this part missing, but I was like, I don't care. I mean, I can always show it from the bottom or something if I wanted to put it on display, like flying over my head. But the one I have like this is the one from my childhood, and the sticker is pulling back on it. I remember playing with this at my cousin Chris's, but I didn't like it. I thought this is stupid. It looks like a Viper here, but it's got wheels, and I'm like, it looks fast, but I doubt it is. It's so weird. I don't think this was ever in the show, was it? I don't remember it. Look at that. That's cool. Did this ever make it to the market? I don't remember this at all. That would be very cool. I would want that. And of course I want this, but I'm just saying, see the missiles on the wings? That's really a neat concept. And I know this did. I played with it. I didn't like it. Like I said, I mean, would I want it now? Heck yeah. But yeah, this would be fun to have. I did have some other ones from in the 90s. Trendmasters picked it up, a comic book license of Battlestar Galactica, and I got their Cylon ship and the gold Cylon Raider, which I've always wanted, which was a lot bigger. I got this one from them, totally, bigger probably and everything because it fits figures. Although I think it fit little figures too. I don't think they made anything for their scales because their scale of figures were like 5.5 inches. And I did see somebody, I think the Battlestar Galactica channel, Battlestar Galactica, I think he was showing this off one time, so I think he had it. This is something I would have never have wanted because it's not my play pattern. My play pattern is mostly just, I never played like ping, 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 or mostly I just set things up and just kind of story told in my head. All right, well, hey, thanks for sharing this time with me and with this magazine I got. And let me know if you ever picked it up or you had this actual magazine. That'd be kind of cool. Have a great day.